Tonight, the FBI is investigating two men after an explosive device with bolts and screws was thrown into a crowd.
Muslims in this city, for almost as long as we have been in this city, have had to deal with those with power and platform dehumanizing us.
Zohran Mamdani, who is Muslim, said white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism.
Hey everyone, Dronetek here. By now, I'm sure you've heard the news about two ISIS-inspired scumbags throwing an IED at police and people who were protesting Zohran Mamdani. What you probably haven't seen yet is the entire network news media blaming the so-called far right for an Islamic terror attack. Hit that like button, subscribe, check this out, and try not to have a psychotic embolism.
Tonight, the FBI is investigating two men after an explosive device with bolts and screws was thrown into a crowd.
Notice the picture they have up right there. Terrorism investigation, while they have the leader of this Zohran Mamdani protest in a Trump shirt sitting there screaming with his fist up. Completely misleading, deceptive, but exactly what the entire network news media did.
It happened in New York City on Saturday during a protest that turned violent outside the mayor's official residence. CBS's Chanel Call is there with the very latest tonight. Chanel.
It's very clear from the beginning of that segment that they want the viewer to think that the violence and the bomb came from the people who were protesting the Democrat mayor. This is exactly how the Democrat Party media always treats protests that aren't pushing their agenda.
The FBI is now investigating after it says an improvised explosive device was thrown during rival protests outside the official residence of New York City's mayor. Mayor Zohran Mamdani, the city's first Muslim mayor, denounced the violence. Jerika Duncan has more from outside Gracie Mansion.
Protesters and counter-protesters of an anti-Islam rally clashed on New York City streets outside Gracie Mansion Saturday.
Stop it!
Police allege 18-year-old Amir Balat threw an improvised explosive device into the crowd. You can then see him grab what may be a second device from 19-year-old Ibrahim Kayumi. Balat appears to try and light it before police chased him down the street, tackled Balat, and handcuffed him. Neither device exploded. Police also arrested Kayumi. Investigators are now looking into whether they were inspired by ISIS extremist messaging.
The devices appear to be a jar wrapped in black tape along with a hobby fuse.
On Sunday, a third suspicious device was found in connection with the investigation. The original anti-Islam protest was organized by far-right influencer Jake Lang, a January 6 insurrectionist who was granted clemency by President Trump. Mayor Zohran Mamdani, who is Muslim, said white supremacist Jake Lang organized a protest outside Gracie Mansion rooted in bigotry and racism.
That is some bullshit.
I think we can all see what's going on here so far. The Democrat left-wing media is trying to protect one of their protected groups, and in their ideology, that group can never be the oppressor or the attacker. It's always got to be the so-called majority group, which in this case is white people. And so white people are always the oppressors, always the bad guys, especially if you're right-wing, which is why they're throwing out all these buzzwords: right-wing, insurrectionist, far-right. When the issue here is an Islamic terrorist attack, what they're trying to do is suggest that it was this protest that caused it.
Now to a potential act of terrorism under investigation here in New York.
Can I get chicken and biscuit from the store?
After authorities say at least one explosive device was thrown during a protest outside the residence of Mayor Mamdani.
Michael, what began as an anti-Muslim protest at the home of New York's first Muslim mayor ended with a counter-protest.
You can't protest Islam, especially if the mayor is the first Muslim mayor. You see how Democrats use identity as a shield from criticism. The entire purpose is to sort of try and enforce these double standards to where the only legitimate protest is one that's pushing their agenda.
The NYPD is testing a second device, also thrown during the chaotic dueling protests that were started by far-right provocateur Jake Lang under the banner "Stop the Islamic Takeover of New York City."
And there was literally a Islamic terror attack. I love how they say maybe a terrorist attack. It's on video from multiple angles. It was a terrorist attack. The funniest angle being basically a microcosm of everything we're seeing here. And his name is Walter Masterson. He's a left-winger who was there to defend the Muslims. And then one of the Muslims literally uses him to stabilize and throw his IED at people.
Really?
And you might also notice that the entire network news media is just following Zorhan Mamdani's lead here. He put out the narrative talking points, and they are just repeating them verbatim.
We are learning more about an alarming incident right here in New York over the weekend. An improvised explosive device thrown at a demonstration outside of the mayor's official residence. 2 teenage suspects taken into custody. The FBI now launching a terror investigation. NBC's Sam Brock's got the very latest. Hey, Sam, morning.
Hoda, Craig, good morning. According to 2 people familiar with the matter, the 2 men allegedly made pro-ISIS statements during their arrest. While amazingly, nobody was seriously injured, this guy's could have been far worse, with the FBI saying the explosive devices were ignited but did not actually detonate. Mayor Mamdani, who was inside the residence at the time, condemning those who would deploy violence and bigotry.
Oh man, and they were doing so good there, just saying all the facts and not trying to pull their own politics in to hurt their political opponents. But no, they had to throw that in there. Listen, folks, have you ever heard it called bigoted to stand against Christianity? No, of course not. Just like you've never heard the label Christophobia used in the mainstream. It's all just another way of insulating themselves from completely valid scrutiny and criticism. And what happened there yesterday is just the perfect encapsulation of it. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. And if you made it this far, you might as well hit that like button and subscribe. I do post on a regular basis, so make sure to keep checking back here for more. Thanks a lot.